episode 21. My name is Ashley, and today on the Thread and Bobbin, I want to share with you 10 pressing tips that will help you while you're quilting. One thing that we like to start with is our best press. This is a starch alternative, and it helps get your pieces nice and crisp while you're quilting. And it's a starch alternative, which means that you won't have any flaking or anything, but it's a nice product to use while pressing. So my first tip, number one, is press, don't iron. And we say that a lot to people and they're not really sure what we mean by that. But when you iron, you are moving your iron a lot, and that could cause stretching or resizing of the fabric. So when you press, you want to open your piece and press on top and barely move your iron, only a little. So that is what pressing is. Do not iron while you're quilting. Step 2 is set your seams. So after you have sewn a seam, you want your pieces just flat like this. You want to run your iron over that before you open your seam up to press it. This seeds your stitches and leaves you with less bulk when you open that up and put intersections together in your seams. Step 3 is to let your pieces cool. After you've opened them up and pressed them, you want to set them aside and let them cool. This will cause, or if you don't let them cool, it could cause distortion of bias edges or your pieces in general. So let them cool and then go ahead and start sewing. You'll notice throughout the video I've been using this little iron. This is a steam fast iron, and these are really great. They're kind of a travel iron, but I like to use mine right next to my machine so I can press then sew and press and sew. It keeps me going. They come with a little bucket thing here. That is so you can fill the water tank up. So it does have a steaming option. It may be small, but it is mighty, and it is a very hot iron, and it's very good to use, a nice product. Step 4 is to finger press. If you are opening your seams, for instance, sometimes it's nice to finger press those open, and that'll get you started with your iron so your fingers don't have to be so close to the iron, and that'll help that a little bit. Step number 5 is to always press to the dark side. This is good because it won't create shadows when you have light fabrics and dark fabrics. So you see I have pressed that on the dark side. Now if you're not able to, because the pattern tells you not to do that, you can trim your seam to about 1 1/16, and that'll help the shadow to not show. Tip number 6 is to always start over. If you have pressed the seam in the wrong direction, like I have here, pressed to the light side, you want to flip that over and press that back and start over. That'll help the seam go the right way again, and let that cool, and then open that back up and press it to the right side after that piece has cooled. Tip number 7 is to keep an open mind, and this just means to sometimes realize your pattern, and if there's a lot of seams that are going to be intersecting, sometimes it's easier to open your seam, and that will create less bulk when you are putting your pieces together. Step number 8 is to avoid flattening your design. So here I have an applique design, and I don't want to flatten that too much on my board, so I'm going to lay that face down on a terry cloth towel, and then I'll just press over that, and that'll keep your design from becoming flat. Step number 9 is to keep it parallel. Press straight seams from the right side of the fabric. This will avoid tucking and pleats into your seam. Last one is step number 10. Use the edge of your iron. This really helps to keep those seams nice and crisp. You can kind of dig into your seam from the right side of the fabric and get those nice and flat instead of just pressing right on top. You'll want to come out a little ways. To conclude our pressing session here, I wanted to let everyone know we do have these little steam fast irons in stock. Like I said, they are great. I use one every time I sew. And then we also do have Best Press. So if you wanted to try it out, I believe they're $7.95 for a 16-ounce bottle. Not too bad. I promise that you'll love it though. The last thing I wanted to share with you were some new products that came in, a few new books. This is a Moda All-Stars. This is a mini charm book. So this uses the 2.5-inch squares that are pre-cut or can use scraps with it. But a lot of great quilts, good ideas in here. Pillows and runners. The other one is a lunch hour patchwork, and this is a really neat book too because it doesn't just have quilts. Let's see if I can come show you guys. It has some bags, some pillows, wall hangings, kind of some neat things to do with scraps or just little projects that you want to work on. And we've gotten another new fabric line in since I've been on. Victoria has come in from Moda by Three Sisters. Really pretty line, kind of pale blues and pinks and creams. So we've got the whole line here. We've got jelly rolls and charm packs and bolts of fabrics. So thanks for watching the Thread and Bobbin. We'll see you next time.